Hi, everybody. My name's Jason,
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
and we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. And we thank you guys very much for joining us in our little round table out in the middle of the wet jungles. It is wet. Has this been the wettest? Has this been the wettest we've had it?
Probably.
We've been down here like a decade, right? First year wasn't too bad. Well, it was kind of bad. Remember when the water was out there and we didn't really the water was gushing in our house the very first year. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were out there in the rain doing this, but we have two seasons here. We have three. And sometimes we don't have three. Sometimes we only have two. It's wet, dry, and sometimes windy. And it seems like windy comes up, and sometimes it lasts like a really long time. And when the wind comes, man, it comes. It is the ruach of our Creator that's just ripping through this place, and sometimes it feels like it's going to lift the roof off. But anyway, that's the trials and tribulations of the jungle. We hope that you guys out there that are in the concrete kingdom are doing far better, and those who are not in the concrete kingdom, we hope that you guys are surviving in all of your things. What you're looking at right before your eyes is the Yah Scriptures, and if you guys go to YahScriptures.com, you can get all the free versions of this. This is the greatest English translation of scriptures you will ever find. There have been more blessings and more amazing stories that have come out of this scriptures, going into prisons, going into the hands of all you guys. There's people out there that have never ever read their scriptures. Now they're getting a hold of Yah Scriptures. As funny as this may sound, yesterday was the first day that we actually got to read out of Yah Scriptures. Now, a long time ago, we got our very first Yah Scriptures, which was blank. It was the same thing that you see right in front of you, but all the pages were blank. Then we got the other one, and it was the one we had to proof before all the rest of them were printed off and shipped out. We got it. It was super amazing, and then we ended up with this dude who ended up like on all sorts of drugs and like seeing demons and devils, and like the dude went and destroyed his whole life and did some crazy stuff, and nicknamed this dude the captain. He was so wild. He's the captain. But anyway, we had to leave that scriptures with the captain because captain was fighting off the demons. And so it is with that Yah Scriptures, there's so many different stories. And, the guys that are reading it on death row, I have their success and there's also not success. With everything in any kind of ministry, there's people that embrace scriptures and there's people that don't. And some people don't want to hear anything about religion. They're sick of it. And so if you guys would like your Yah Scriptures, it is available. This is limited edition print. This may never, ever come back again. We do not know. There's a big loan that I have to pay off to even get this back to where we're able to get another version of it. And the next versions that may come out may be very, very small. So if you guys want this one is the Marathon Runners version of it. It is large print, huge font, 3,153 pages. When I was reading it yesterday, I could actually see it across the table from me, and I can't see very good. My eyes are terrible. So this is just one of these books that you can sit and read and read and read, and your eyes will not weep as you guys are reading it. And last but not least, it has probably the most important thing is it has the restored name of our Creator. Instead of the pagan name of where they call him God or something else, his name is Yahuwah. I am that I am, Yad-He, Wav-He, or Vav-He, how you want to say that. And also it has the name of our Messiah as well. And so as the phones are all going crazy, guys, if you'd silence your phones, I would appreciate it. Okay, now what we're looking at right here is we are looking at the times in the life of Yisrael. You're looking at right down the middle is you have the two different prophets that were hanging out with Saul, David, and Solomon during that time. And it is during this time that Israel went from one giant country, essentially, still 12 tribes, but one giant country that was all led under Solomon. Solomon messed up so badly. This guy, contrary to what everybody believes is the wisest guy in the world and is so everything, at the end of the days, his wisdom became moot. He became a fool because of the things that he did. He mixed all sorts of different religions together. He was a necromancer. He was an occultist. He was a Freemason. He was everything that you would not want to be. He was a wizard. This guy was a Merlin, like a Merlin. So if you're looking for the first Merlins, this dude was probably it. Well, he did so badly. All 12 tribes were ripped into two different tribes. You have the two tribes on the left, which is Benjamin and Judah, and then you had the 10 tribes on the right, which was the northern tribes of Israel. Now, we've been through this as we read through all of these before. Now, where we're at right now is we are into Isaiah, and today's part of Isaiah is a very much prophecy. It is prophetic, because this is these guys. This is about 586 around here. This is about right now. It's 750 years roughly before the birth of our Messiah, and so this is some amazing prophecies that are going to be coming out of this today. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Everybody ready to rock and load? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we are. Isaiah 11. And a rod shall come forth from the stump of Yeshai, and a sprout from his roots shall bear fruit. Okay, what did this just say? Anybody?
This is talking about Yahushua. A rod shall come forth from.
Who's the stump of Yeshai? Eli?
It would be David. It'd be David's.
Who's
David
David's?
and Solomon.
Who's David's dad?
That's Yeshai.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jesse.
Okay, and so Jesse, yes. And so we have the stump of Yeshai, and so a sprout from his roots shall bear fruit. Now, is this talking about David?
No, it's not about Yahushua.
He's talking about our Messiah right here, right? Now, the Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, and we know that just if we just take that little part right there, we know this for the truth. We know that when he was baptized, there was a dove that came down, and the Ruach HaKodesh was upon him. So continuing on, the Ruach of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and might, the Ruach of knowledge and of the reverence of Yahuwah, and shall make him breathe in the reverence of Yahuwah. And he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. Now, did this describe our Messiah perfectly? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is 700 plus years before our Messiah was ever born, before there was anything of this. And Isaiah is able to describe our Messiah very, very clearly. 4. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and shall decide with straightness for the meek ones of the earth, and shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and slay the wicked with the breath of his lips. Okay, did Messiah do all this?
Not yet. He'll not.
But
he will.
He will. When he comes, did he judge the poor, and did he decide with straightness for the meek ones? Did he do all this?
Yeah, he decided all that.
Did he smite the earth with the rod of his mouth?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think the words that are coming out of Messiah's mouth are unlike anything we've ever heard before. And he did all of this, which is why this is extremely fascinating that this is written so long before he was ever out. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and trustworthiness the girdle of his waist. And a wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and a leopard lie down with the young goat, and the calf with the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child leads them. Now, what is this? Has this happened right now? Does a wolf lay down with the lamb? Does a leopard lie down with the young goat? Does a calf and young lions hang out? What happens when these things get together?
They would kill each other.
Yeah, that's food. That's a delicious food right there, right? A wolf is going to absolutely devour that lamb. A leopard's going to take off of that young goat. It's going to be his. And yeah, a young lion is absolutely going to take out a calf without a shadow of a doubt. So what are we talking about here in this? What is he talking about? Because first he talks about Messiah, and we know that Messiah came. What is this? What is verse 6 about, though?
I think he's talking about a mixed race of people, mixed groups of people would all come together, and Yahushua would lead them.
Maybe that would be interesting. I think this is still yet even a further down the road event, and I think it's kind of like I think this is what they're talking about, right? In the kingdom to come, they do talk about things of this nature, right? Anyone have anything? Jay, do you have anything? Are you caught up with this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Getting there.
Eli, you got anything? What profound words do you have that will spring forth from your mouth?
Not much.
Nothing? My goodness. Okay, I'll give you one more try. Is there anything? Do you have anything here? What do you think this is?
I think it was like what Cody said. Caden said.
Oh, so that this is like
like everyone comes together. Like they won't like try and attack each other. They'll all be together.
Okay.
I think it's different. I think it's gonna be like the days of the Garden of Eden, when all the animals were together. Yehoshua comes back, and we all are at peace. Everything's at peace. The animals don't want to kill each other, and then probably will even talk again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be cool though. Okay, well, let's continue on here. And the cow and bear shall feed. Their young ones lie down together, and a lion eats straw like an ox. That's weird, right? Because lions, they're carnivores.
Yeah,
They're
but
not going
before the Garden of Eden, they weren't eating each other.
Yeah, that's true.
They probably had to eat plants.
Plants, probably. And the nursing child shall play by the cobra's hole, and the weaned child shall put his hand in the adder's den. They do no evil nor destroy in all my Kodesh mountain, for the earth shall all be filled with the knowledge of Yahuwah, as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Yeshai, standing as a banner to the people. Unto him the Gentile shall seek, and his rest shall be esteemed. And it shall be in that day that Yahuwah puts his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left. From Ashur, and from Mitzrayim, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elim, and from Shinar, and from Kamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcasts of Yisrael, and assemble the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, now we have a little bit, we're talking, when we're trying to figure out these animals that are no longer a threat to each other or a threat to us. And then we hear this last part, right? This is a prophecy for the northern 10 tribes of Yisrael. Because right here, when the northern 10 tribes were gone, they've been dispersed throughout all of the lands. It doesn't matter where they're at. It matters that they are long gone and they've never ever come back. So this particular part right here, first we hear the event that no longer will the animals be a threat to us or them to them. And it's a second time that there's going to be an exodus. And this exodus is going to be interesting because they're assembling the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. Now it's interesting he says it's Yahudah though, which is really talking about the two different tribes. But it's the tribe of Yisrael is the ones that were dispersed. Anyone make of anything of this?
I got
Now he said he would gather the outcasts of Israel.
Yeah.
And assemble the dispersed of Yahudah. I don't know. I mean, Yahudah kind of came back.
Well, what's going to happen is basically it's going to be all tribes. It's going to be everybody that's coming back at this point. So perhaps that is what it is. Don't look for us for prophecy understanding. We're trying to figure it out ourselves. Here we are, 14. But they shall fly down upon the shoulder of the Pelashites towards the west. Together they plunder the people of the east, their hands stretching forth on Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall be subject to them. And Yahuwah shall put under the ban the tongue of the sea of Mitzrayim, and he shall wave his hand over the river with the might of his ruach, and shall smite it in the seven streams, and shall cause to tread it in sandals. And there shall be a mighty highway for the remnant of his people, those left from Ashur, as it was for Yisrael in the day when he came up from the land of Mitzrayim. Okay, this, I really believe this is about the end of times. I believe that this is when our Messiah comes back and he's calling everybody from basically the four corners of the earth. Why it says right here in symbol the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth, I don't know. I still don't know, but it is talking about Yisrael and it's also talking about Yahudah. And there's a second Exodus that's coming, and we can figure that this second Exodus, when we have a verse right here that it talks, where is it? Right here, 12. And assemble the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. Now, the very first Exodus that we had was an isolated event. It was a bunch of people in a country. And now the second Exodus, what we're looking at when the 10 tribes are and basically all of Yah's people are called from across the four corners of the earth, is I believe there's going to be another Exodus. But it's going to be a huge Exodus because it's going to be people from all over. Instead of it just in one little area, we're going to have to make our way back to Yisrael in some way, which is always interesting because, we have a feast of Sukkot, which is always trying to equip Yah's people with being able to hang out 7 days without, hanging out in a real house. And so there's a lot of things our Creator has done that is trying to do to equip us to be ready for this. And this is the thing. This could be any point at any time. We don't know. We know that there's going to be 1,000-year reign. We know that we're very, very close to the end of 6,000 years. So at some point, maybe in my lifetime, maybe in my kids' lifetimes, maybe in their kids' lifetime, I don't know, but it's very, very, very close. Because we're not going to get past that 6,000 years before Messiah comes. When Messiah gets to the end of this, right before we hit 7,000 years, is when he's going to be running this millennial reign, which is the point when all of us will be called from the four corners of the earth, which is where another commandment of obey the messenger that Yahuwah sends before us, because that's how our Creator works. He sends messengers to come and save his people, which has been throughout all of Scriptures. Anyone have anything to add to that?
No.
I'm not just rambling for my own health. Are you guys even listening to this?
I listen.
Is it making sense?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it. Much love to everybody out there. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
All right, shalom.
We're out.